Welcome to the best 5-minute wine podcast with Forrest Kelly.
Similar is happening with Italy within DOC and DOCG. There's different, quality metrics. There's different quality metrics within the VDP within Germany to produce different wines, Riesling in particular, Pinot Noir, etc. So if you know and you pick up a bottle and it says certain things, you know that there's a maximum yield. There's a certain type of farming approach. There's winemaking. It has to be a specific way. There's a lot of rules within each appellation. America doesn't really have that. So if you make wine in Napa, you can pretty much make any wine you want, however you want it. You just have to make sure you accurately tell people the alcohol and put a certain general warning on the back. But that's one thing I love about Europe is they're very particular about their products. And if you buy a type of cheese like Parmigiano Reggiano, it's coming from a particular place, from particular cows, aged in the right way. And you're getting, if you buy Parmigiano Reggiano, you're getting a specific product and it's protected, and people will prosecute anybody who makes Parmesan outside of that area is going to go to jail for basically counterfeiting something.
We should do that with olive oil.
Yeah, people try to counterfeit wine too. People will they'll take a bottle of Bordeaux and put wine from Spain in it, and people and sell it in a given country in Asia, and people are drinking Spanish wine that they think is Bordeaux, for example. But counterfeiting happens all over the world every year. Honey is a big deal. Olive oil is a big deal. Wine from North Africa will be bottled as Italian olive oil, as and it's still good. I mean, Tunisia makes some of the best olive oil in the world, but it's not Italian. Nobody wants to buy Tunisian olive oil that doesn't know it. People want Italian olive oil. So yeah, it's an interesting world out there, but that's why knowing your source and where to buy it, and having a trusted vendor and a trusted professional. That's why people trust me, is because they know that I'm buying from the source. And if you're buying olive oil and you want to get some great stuff, you have to make sure your vendor is vetted.
Okay, this one is your right hand is on the Sommelier Bible. Have you ever, out of habit, picked up a glass of water and started swirling it?
I have. Absolutely. Of course, who hasn't? Anytime I'll have a glass. But usually when I'm drinking water out of a wine glass and I'm just start swirling it, I'm like, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? But it is what it is. I mean, but I do like water out of a wine glass. I think if you have really good water, like good water, water is a big deal. I mean, you pour water out of the tap in California, a lot of it smells like chlorine. But if you have really good water, this can really be amazing. I mean, I was just up in, where was I? I was up in the mountains of Japan, and the water was so good. I was at a place called the Takaragawa Onsen, one of the most famous spas in the world. Takaragawa Onsen, if you actually look it up, it's beautiful. It's like you're in these 110 degree waters soaking along the river in the mountains outside between Niigata and where the Olympics were in 98, I believe, 98 or 96. And it was like close to Nagano, I believe. And the water there just tasted like it had just melted off of a glacier. And it was like, so, there's something like water sommeliers exist. There's, thousands of different waters that are bottled around the world. And some of them are really good. One of my favorites is a Mexican one called Agua de Piedra. That comes from Mexico. Sparkling water, super mineral. Yeah, there's one in Barcelona. I'm forgetting the name. Vichy Catalan. That's right. Vichy Catalan, VICHY-CATALAN. Trader Joe's is actually selling it now. It's about $4 for a liter sparkling, and it's so good. You just have that right out of the refrigerator, and it's, water becomes very entertaining when it gets very good. I mean, because it all has different minerals and textures and bubbles, and water out of the faucet isn't so great. But
what's the strangest or most unexpected place you've ever opened a great bottle of wine?
Strangest or most unexpected place? I would say like in a dinghy off of an island off the north of Sicily. You're just, bumping around. You can barely even, sit in the boat. You're almost getting thrown off, and you have to sit down and barely pour your friend some sparkling, or actually not sparkling, some Malvasia from Salina, Salina. It's actually one of the wines we have in our store. Caravaggio, he's like the caper king of Salina, which is a movie called El Postino, which was filmed there. We just took this small dinghy on a trip around the island, and he became pretty precarious very quickly with 5-foot waves. And I had my new daughter, and we're trying to drink some wines, and and you're like, oh, let's just bring a bottle of wine out there. And next thing you know, you spill half of it, and half of it's on my daughter's clothes, which I'm holding, and you're just getting pounded around in the middle of the ocean as you look at Stromboli, which is a erupting volcano out in the distance, and life experiences. But I don't know if I could think of any more strange place to open a bottle of wine.